my loves. Today I'm going to be doing my first impressions video. I've never done one of these videos before on my channel, but I love watching them when other people do them. Casey Holmes, it's Blondie, she always does them, and I just love watching them because you kind of get like real world, like real time first impressions of a product. So I thought it would be cool if I did one on my channel, and I'm going to be using a product that a bunch of you guys requested me to do a video about, and that is the Maybelline Master Conceal Camouflaging Concealer. I recently hauled this in one of my videos, and a bunch of you guys wanted me to do a separate video about it, so I'm going to be doing that for you guys today. I have it in the shade Fair, which is the lightest shade that they do offer. That's because I like a really highlighted under eye. For reference, I only ever use the MAC Pro Longwear concealer, and I have it in NC20, and that's what I use every single day on my under eye area. But hopefully this will rival the MAC Pro Longwear and be just as good for much less, because this is from the drugstore. I want to say this was like $5 or so, where MAC Pro Longwear is, I believe, $21. So hopefully I will love this, but I have yet to find an under eye concealer from the drugstore that I think is like even anywhere as good as MAC Pro Longwear. So hopefully this one will be just as good, maybe even better, because I do love drugstore makeup, but like I said, for concealers, I've just really never found one from the drugstore for underneath my eyes that I think is as good. So we will be giving this a try today and seeing. It's about 10 o'clock now, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it on. I'll show you guys me applying it and everything like that. I am gonna set it with a setting powder just because I always set my concealer with a setting powder. I have fine lines, so I really just have to. It's gonna crease if I don't. So I will set it with a setting powder, and then I'll come back in a couple hours and tell you guys how I think it's holding up, and then I'll come back once again like later tonight right before I take my makeup off and give you guys an update as to what I think of this product. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. I'm gonna go ahead and apply it the exact same way that I apply my Pro Longwear. So I'm going to apply it in a triangle underneath my eyes and then blend it out with my Beauty Blender. I don't really know how much to use, so I'm just gonna try and use like a similar amount to my Pro Longwear. My Pro Longwear is a pump, so this one is kind of like a squeezy top, so we'll just kind of have to try and judge. So I'm gonna use about that much. Hopefully you guys can see that. Work it in between my fingers. It's a nice consistency. It's very, very creamy, which is nice, but sometimes when they're overly creamy, they can crease, so we'll have to see how that works out. Oh God, it's very light. This might be a little too light for me, so let's not go by the color. Then I'm just gonna work it in with my Beauty Blender. So far, I'm liking it. Okay, so this is what it looks like without any setting powder or anything on it. I just finished blending it out. I am, like I said, going to set it with the setting powder. I'm going to set it with the Anastasia banana powder, which is what I set my Pro Longwear with every single day. So I'm literally going to do the exact same thing I do with the Pro Longwear, but just with this concealer. So far, I do like it. I think the color is a little light, but I'm not going to hold that against it because that was my own fault for choosing the lightest color, but I could always just exchange it for like a darker shade. I don't think that the coverage is quite as good as the Pro Longwear concealer is. I feel like I can still kind of see like some of my darkness like underneath my eyes, but it was really creamy. It was very easy to blend out, so I still am gonna give it a try because I could just always add more. If I feel like the coverage isn't as good, I can just add a little bit more because I didn't really use all that much of it. So I'm not that concerned about the coverage just yet, but I want to really see how it holds up throughout the day. So we will just have to see how that works out. So like I said, it's like 10 o'clock now. I'll check back in with you guys maybe around 2 or 3, and then again super later tonight, and let you guys know my thoughts on it. So see you guys soon. Hi my loves. So it is 4:24 and I just got back from running some errands, and so far the concealer is holding up pretty well. It is creasing a little bit underneath my eyes, but that is to be expected because I do have little fine lines under there. Like I said before, the only concealer I've ever found that doesn't do that is the MAC Pro Longwear, so I kind of assumed this was gonna crease, but it's not creasing nearly as bad as other concealers that I've tried, trust me. It's really only minor, and you really can't, like, you guys probably can't even tell in the camera. I can tell when I go up super close to like my magnifying mirror, but it's not very bad. It's just like right underneath here. So it's holding up pretty well so far. I'm actually pretty impressed. We'll have to see because it hasn't been that long since it is only 4 o'clock. Like I said, I will check in with you guys later tonight and give you kind of my full thoughts on it once I kind of wore it all day long. But So far, I actually don't hate it. Not as good as MAC Pro Longwear, I can tell that already, but better than any other concealer I've found from the drugstore. So I'm gonna give it a thumbs up as per now, but that could change by tonight when I come back and give you guys the full lowdown, but I will see you later tonight. Hi, my loves. So I was just in my bathroom and I literally pulled my eyelashes off. I'm about to wash my face and I was like, oh my God, I need to film the update for the first impression for the concealer video. So thank God I remembered before I washed off my whole face, but that's why my eyes look crazy because I just pulled my falsies off. But it is 10:06 p.m. so I have been wearing the concealer now for 12 hours, so a half a day. So I have been wearing it for quite a long time and I've kind of gathered my thoughts about it. I was just looking in the mirror and everything at it and it definitely creased quite a bit on me. Like I said before, I have fine lines. I assumed that it was going to crease, but it did crease quite a bit underneath my eye here. Down here and everything, it's still good, but right underneath my eye, it did crease quite a bit and actually starting to come off now, so I really don't have any concealer like right in this area, which is not great. So I do like the concealer and I do think that it is a good concealer and it's probably the best concealer that I've found for underneath the eyes thus far from the drugstore. But I do not necessarily think that it is in any way a dupe for MAC Pro Longwear. MAC Pro Longwear concealer is 1,000 times better. It doesn't crease on me, it doesn't flake off, and it has better coverage. But it's also like more than double the price, so that is to be expected. I do think this is a good concealer. It is the best concealer that I have tried thus far from the drugstore. It is very, very creamy. It did last pretty well because I've tried other concealers from the drugstore that were way worse than this one, so in my opinion, for drugstore concealer, it is a good option. So if you're really looking for an amazing, heavy-duty, like awesome concealer, definitely skip this and get the MAC Pro Longwear. But if you're looking for something that's more budget-friendly and from the drugstore, I would recommend this because it is a good product, although not as good as the MAC one that you guys know that I do love. Like I said, it is creamy. The only thing that I don't love about it is I do find it to be a little bit drying. I feel like my under eyes are very dry, which I don't get that feeling so much with the MAC Pro Longwear because I almost feel like where it was like creasing and stuff and like flaked off was almost because it was like so dry. Because it was a very creamy consistency, but it kind of dried very dry on my under eyes. But like I said, overall, I do think that it is a good concealer and probably my favorite concealer that I have ever found from the drugstore. I am glad that I have it on days that I kind of just don't really need a heavy-duty concealer, that I'm not doing like a full face of makeup, or if I'm going to do like all drugstore tutorials or something for you guys, then it's a great product to have because it does get the job done. It will conceal your under eyes. So yeah, those are my thoughts on it. I hope that you guys did enjoy this video. It's like my first impressions that I've ever done for you guys. So if you want me to continue doing that, just give this video a thumbs up and I'll be sure to do that. If you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up as well and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you in my next video. Bye.